Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a commission for Andy. Now Andy has a somewhat privileged position among all of my commissioners. He happens to be a neighbor. Yes, not to get too disclosure-y, but suffice to say we live within a few minutes of each other. So he had the unique ability to simply walk this thing over to me so I could customize it. And then I was able to give it to him right in his hand to accept the face-to-face payment, which is something that's really only happened a couple of times in my entire time doing this. Considering that it's been about 15 years, that's kind of saying something. Okay, so what he wants is the Princess Sally statue made by Etsy user 3D is Sexy, which you've seen me do before. This is kind of an awkward thing to say. So, yeah, 3D is Sexy. They make some rather not safe for work stuff. In fact, I had to make sure to screen cap a part of the screen that had the Princess Sally statue that wouldn't get me demonetized for reasons. But while I was doing that, I noticed that 3D is Sexy seems to have a new figure from the SatAM line. It's a bunny. Yeah, look at that. And not only is it a bunny, but it actually does seem to be a more true to cartoon style version of Bunny. Like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. This is going to be a pretty short one because I didn't really do any work in progress. It's just, Princess Sally. So, yeah, I just painted up the statue as best I could, which, it's my talent. Fortunately, this time, since I have I have a wider palette of my Anita's paints. Oh man, I suck. I didn't use Anita's paints. I used the Vallejo paints. God, why am I so scatterbrained right now? I guess that just makes this video more entertaining because otherwise it would be pretty dry. But yes, I have more shades of paints and I'm able to figure out how to mix better shades of brown, and everything looks a lot smoother because I didn't have to mix two different brands of paint this time. I remember the first time I tried to paint this statue, I used two different brands of paint, and one of them worked just fine, but the other one, when I sprayed it with the sealant, it immediately peeled off, looked like the cracked sands in a desert. Like, you know how Death Valley looks after it floods, and then the heat dries it up and it cracks up? It looked like that. But that did not happen this time because I was able to use the model paint all the way. Now, I gotta say, this is a very nice statue. It's very good looking and all. But if I compare it to my action figure, well, first, you can see that there are inherent advantages to making a statue over an action figure because you don't need to make any compromises for articulation. Also helps that this was something that was meant to be Sally from the beginning instead of something I had to convert. But if I'm being completely honest, I do think that the hair on the 3D model of Princess Sally made by Elisa's Knight looks better than the hair made by 3D is Sexy's model. I mean, all the rest of the Sally stuff looks great. I mean, this statue still looks amazing, but I always felt that the hair is a little bit off. Like, maybe if there was a little bit more curl to the bangs in the front, and if the back covered more of her head, because I feel like it's a little bit narrow and too much of her too much of her head's coming out around it. I feel like, between 3D is Sexy's model and Elisa's Knight's model, there's the perfect representation of a Princess Sally. But, who am I to say? I'm just a guy that paints them. I don't know really anything about how to make models that look anywhere near this good. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, and this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.